He might not be from Krypton, but he's heads above the rest. His knowledge can't be questioned. You can put it to the test. So if you want to hear the truth and have nowhere else to go, I'll give you the solution. Just tune into his show and just kneel before Zod. Kneel before Zod. Kneel before Zod. Kneel before Zod.
And welcome back, everybody, to the Fandom Zone. It is the most earth-breaking, ground-shaking, but never media show money-taking, the man, the myth, the legend, the most electrifying villain in all of YouTube entertainment today, Mr. Zod, with the most prepared but not prepared stream of all time. Normally, when I do these interviews, I take a couple of days to bring them out, but it's been a busy schedule with working and all of that. So I do apologize for all of you who don't know this is going on right now and might catch this on the replay. God, I'll do better. Anyways, today I have a guest with me, and I wasn't sure which title you would like me to call you, AVP, because that's pretty cool, or Alyssa. Which one works for you?
So I jokingly tell everybody you can call me anything except for late for supper. But AVP is actually my initials. Alysia is fine. I've had people call me Al. I've had people call me Lois Lane. I've had people call me Supergirl. So yeah, I don't care what you call me, really. I don't mind. I mean, some people call me AVP. Some people call me Alysia. I don't really care.
Well, Alysia, it is great to have you on today. I like to do these fandom talks. This is my serious talk show. If you guys are from the late nights, normally I got my crew with me and we're laughing and joking about articles. But I like to normally do sometimes where I interview different YouTubers. So you guys who aren't watching them can go check out the channel, see what they're about. And yours intrigued me because you do stuff with the Orville, and we're huge fans. And I hear that's such a great show, and I still have yet to watch it. Everybody tells me to watch it, and I've just been I'm so busy with like 15 other different shows.
That's fine. I get that. I mean, you got 2 seasons to catch up on. I mean, fortunately, it's on Hulu or it's on Amazon. But yeah, I've been doing rewatch parties of it and everything. So that's one way to get back into it. Orville is one of my huge loves. So when I first started on my Orville journey, I was basically hidden behind an avatar. Hardly anybody knew who I was. But then gradually, I started finding my voice and start interacting with people in the community and saying, okay, here's this person. Let me talk to them. And then gradually, that's how I met my boyfriend. That's how I met many of my friends. And I've done many celebrity interviews with people in the Orville community. So, yeah.
And welcome, new being for the unemployed FBS. How are you? That's a lot to say. I'm just gonna call you NBFTU. No, I'm just gonna call you FBS. I always try to like initial. No, FBS. Geekocidal tendencies. What's up? You're like always here, and of course we have the beautiful coffee. How are you? Okay. With her, normally she's never up whenever I do.
Okay.
Like a lot of people aren't, because I have a lot of people who are like in the UK and things like that. So, oh, people were accusing you of being me. Well, there's a difference. I wear a cowboy hat. I mean, there's worse people to be accused of. I mean, this is a handsome mug. Anyways, no. it's really great to do an earlier stream. So you started with Orville, and doing your interviews there. About how long ago did you establish your channel, and what did you have in mind when you created it? Was it just for this, or did you see it like, I'm gonna do this show and a bunch of other things, or did you have a plan when you started your channel?
Okay, that's a great question. So I actually go back to the early days of YouTube, 2006. And when I
Oh
first,
gosh, the barbaric days.
and I survived it, folks. I survived the barbaric YouTube days. But when I first started my YouTube channel, in all honesty, I started as a joke. I really didn't know what YouTube was. I thought it was America's funniest video kind of platform. And I really didn't know what it was. And my early YouTube videos, I am so savage. 24-year-old me is so savage. My hair was a mess. I didn't have any plan of structure. I'm recording from my basement at the time. I didn't have a plan of action on what I was going to do on my channel. I just said, whatever I'm going to do. And then gradually I started finding gaming and got into that. I basically dabbled in a lot of different things, not one particular thing. So I said, let me try this, let me try that. And so my YouTube channel has basically been a little bit of everything. That's my main one. My secondary one is just all Orville based, but my main one is a little bit of everything. So if you go into my channel, there's so many different things to choose from. I mean, if you want to see a cooking video, that's on there. If you want to see a gaming video, that's on there. The only thing I don't do is the makeup tutorials. Sorry, girls, if you're into that. I'm not into that.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I have not dabbled in the makeup tutorial. I just don't have a good complexion for it, so I tend to leave those alone. Ambassadorial Wing, what's up?
Ambassador.
If you guys don't know, go check out the Ambassador's channel.
Yes.
I'd like to think we're fast friends. He's a great guy and does some of the best reviews. I've had such a fun time going on his channel and doing reviews with him. So if you guys don't know, go check out Ambassadorial Wing's channel. He's got some great stuff. Sorry, I like to promote people too. But so you started doing that now and dabbled in different things. It's kind of funny because I started with ranting. I ranted. I'll never forget the day. It was Harry Potter and the Crimes of Grindelwald.
Okay.
I was extremely disappointed. And that's kind of where where I started. I started angry, and I haven't actually changed much. My anger is directed at different things now. If I was angry at every film that came out now, I have a heart attack. Like there's nothing about politics, nothing that doesn't piss me off. So I got to pick my battles. So I mean, but anyways, so. Have you been a critiquing channel at all? Because now that you do Orville, do you ever find yourself wanting to like do different things to be like, oh yeah, I like this show, I want to tell people, or do you like stick it to one thing and just kind of like that's your thing?
So that's ironic you mentioned that. So I did a rant a couple weeks ago for a game that I played. So my channel is predominantly a gaming channel. So I was doing a review of a Nancy Drew game that came out, and I literally ranted for 30 whole minutes how much I hated that game so much. I had more fun editing the video than actually doing the video playing the game, that is. But I do rant on stuff like that. So sometimes I want to rant a little bit more, but then there's times I have to say, do I really want to put myself out there like that? No. So I hold back a little bit. Thank you, fat, bold. Bald. Sorry. Thank you. So I'm already taken. Sorry. I already gotta have a boyfriend. Thank you though. But, there's times when I want to rant about things, especially the way new Star Trek is, new Star Wars is. Yeah, there's things that really, really piss me off. I mean, I don't hide just behind an avatar kind of thing. There's times when I do rants and let people know yeah, this really, really got on my nerves, or this really, really drove me crazy kind of thing. So yeah.
And it's one of the things that is really interesting about what we do, right? There's so many people who rant, and when I rant, I go, well, how do I distinguish myself? And at the end of the day, like I have a girlfriend too. Bitchy's in the other room, but she hears me rant all the time. So I don't actually change who I am in real life for this. I just
Right.
put the camera on and record. It would be like if I was just talking to her, but instead she's like, honey, I really don't want to hear this. Can you go tell your YouTube buddies? Because I just don't care. Like, okay. I guess I'll go and talk about it later. So, yeah, it's oh, thank you, Ambassadorial Wing, for showing
Thank
up.
you, Ambassador. Bless you.
That is very interesting. Fat bald pussy, I'll say it, says you don't want to say my name, and I'm a woman. That is a very good switch. I commend you on that. Way to break that glass ceiling. No. Decocile Tendency says, unfortunately, the Orville is a little too been there, done that 30 years ago for me. Decocile Tendencies, I agree, but I think that's the whole point. If I'm not mistaken, it's more of a satire, right?
It's actually a dramedy, so it's got a lot of drama in it. It's got a lot of comedy in it. So Seth MacFarlane, the series creator, basically made a lot of balance between the two. He dealt with a lot of where there was a situation where one of the main characters had a child, and then they had to determine, do we want to make this child stay their gender that they are, or do we follow the norm and turn them to a different gender? And so that was a very controversial episode. We had episodes where we had to deal with like a social media kind of thing, saying if you're on a whole planet where social media is controlling everything, and if you don't follow that norm, you can be lobotomized. And so I will say that it deals with a very, very serious topics and everything like that. So it gets better after season 1. I will say that much, Geek. I will say that much. It gets so much better. Season 2, it really kicks off because there was a lot of character development with that. And the season 3, from what I've seen and heard about from talking to the cast and crew members, they say, yeah, it's going to be epic. It's going to be well worth it. I highly recommend it. So don't give up on it yet, folks.
Oh, we have Killy Talks in the house. Hey, Killy. Thank you for coming on by. And once again, you guys can go check her out as well. She's got some great stuff. I don't mess with the psychic section of it.
No.
I had someone else come on here who was a psychic, and they were pretty accurate about what was going to happen in my life. And I've decided it was all good, so I'm not going to rock the boat. Although Kelly gives very good advice. She never gives like, oh, you're going to die tomorrow. Like, she's not like one of them people like, oh yeah, you're going to get a cup of coffee and then you get hit by a truck. So live your last 24 hours with a bang. No, but I just I don't know. I guess somewhat superstitious, so I don't believe in rocking the boat. I'm like, life is going good, things are sweet. I'm not going to to try to tamper with the universe right now. So yeah, but with the Orville, I do like that. I like shows where they tackle issues, but they do it in a way that's non-offensive but informative. And that seems to be the problem now with entertainment. Whenever you try to tackle anything one way or the other, because it causes such rage, especially with the crap that we've gotten, that even when people make a sincere attempt, everybody attacks it because you can't ever do anything without one side or the other getting mad about it. And I've been on that other side, especially with Star Wars. I feel you on Star Trek. I'm not even a huge fan, but what they did to the Star Trek fans.
Oh, it's awful. I mean, I see what they do. It's despicable because I'm going like, look, there's a way to agree and disagree respectfully without feeling like you have to block them and say, okay, it's my way or no way. Wait a minute. What happened to, a mutual meeting of the minds kind of thing where you would have like the water cooler talk and say, I see it this way and this other person, but I see it this way. Instead of just saying block or, report, I don't want anything to do with you. And unfortunately, we've lost that somewhere.
Which I totally agree with, because I can't tell you how many fights that I've been cited in or been dragged into. I am a confrontational person by nature, but it's just when, when someone comes at me, I am not afraid to come back at them. I never have been, and it's the internet. The worst someone's going to do is, hurt my feelings. Oh, gosh, you're going to block and unfriend me. I don't have enough friends. That's not the biggest things in my life. I'm not going to be emotionally crippled because you're not following me on Twitter. Good, fuck off. I don't personally need you.
Right.
But there is a thing that's bad with it, and that's the mob mentality. And it seems like the fandom you guys have with that show, I do highly respect, because I very rarely, I've heard things about it, but not like fans attacking or media attacking the fans, just more of like, oh my God, there's a group of people who actually have a fandom that is friendly and organized, and people aren't trying to go after each other. Because I was part of the loss of Star Wars. I'm still grieving that.
Okay.
I've seen a ton of my other shows just be destroyed by politics and all of that. And, it's great to see when there is a surviving community. And I give Seth a lot of credit, because he kind of lives in the realm of poking fun of everything equally. So he never actually gets caught in the crossfire, because he tends to kind of keep a lot of it, down the middle. I mean, Family Guy's kind of gotten a little far more to the left end, but I think that's more because of Fox and not necessarily him.
And also because he gave up control. He gave up control in about season 10 of the series. So basically,
I don't blame him. Like 10 years is a long time to do any. I don't even know how the people at South Park. I was watching South Park the other night, and I'm like, this is like season 20, and this show is still as funny as season 1. But I guess they'll never run out of things to make fun of, because there's always stupidity.
But yes, sadly, Family Guy's lost and did in many, many ways. And The Simpsons. I mean, you guys can stone me for that, but I will say they're not as funny as they once to be. But yeah, Seth MacFarlane, I think he was tired of seeing all the way it was going and said, you know what, screw it. I'll make my own series of Star Trek kind of thing. And he created Orville. So yeah, I'm glad that there's this amazing community. I mean, it goes all the way from the cast and the crew to even the people that are the creators. They actually sent me this in the mail, which I will open eventually, but they sent me this. The actual crew members sent me something in the mail. That's why
that's pretty cool.
And like I said, this community is so, so amazing. I mean, I'm glad to be a part of it. I mean, I'm willing to share it with people and say, hey, check it out. I mean, that's what I do on my channel. Even though it's not just Orville, I include everybody. Because I think I met you, Zod, I think on Chris Knight's The Real Review channel one time.
Yes, our buddy Chris Knight. And he's so ADD. I'll get a random message from him like out of nowhere, and I love to go on his show. But every time he contacts me, I work as security now, so he contacts me and he's like, "Hey, you want to go on the stream?" And I'm like, I'm working, and he goes, "Oh, all right, I'll get a hold of you the next time," and he's just off. But God bless him, Chris Knight. Chris Knight's a great guy, and yeah, I remember you being on there. So I was like going through the chat, and I did actually look up your stuff, and I found it interesting. Now, there is another aspect I wanted to talk about, because I try to do like a Walter Cronkite kind of thing,
Of course.
When I'm on here, channel my inner professionalist person. That's very deep now. But you have a blog, and it's actually quite awesome. What is your blog about for all of those folks? What do you talk about on it?
I will say this, my blog is a little bit of everything. So when I first started it, I was doing reviews for the Smallville series on the CW. Yes, I was a CW fan, folks. So I watched.
Smallville was great. I do not hold that against you.
So I do a lot of reviews on there. I did a lot of reviews on there. I also talk about what's going on in my world, things that have happened to me. The last thing I talked about was my boyfriend and my relationship with him, because I've dated a lot of people, but there's something different about this relationship that I felt like, you know what, let me show people that, okay, yes, I am dating somebody. Yes, I've dated before, but there's something different about this kind of relationship. I've talked about things that have happened where I had an incident where I was almost kidnapped in my life. There's an incident where I talked about abuse that I went through in my life. So my blog is a little bit of everything. So writing is a huge, huge passion for me. I've been writing since I was 7. So if you give me a pen and paper in a couple of minutes, or if you're not in a huge hurry, then I will write something for you pretty quickly. I mean, it's funny. My English teacher had us do a short story, and it was supposed to be, I think, about maybe the max 5 pages, and it turned out to be about 50 pages. And this was a short story, folks. But I love writing. I really do. Writing is a huge outlet for me, because I always say, give me a pen and the words. Boom. I'm a happy girl.
Well, that is just fantastic. It's always good to see people put themselves out there like that. I did read through some of your blogs. I read the thing about the post of your boyfriend. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
I actually, when I found my girlfriend, I actually really started getting into this and doing my late night show. And it's kind of funny because everybody in the world apparently knew we were dating before we did.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone on my panel would be like, "Oh, you guys are going out." I go, "No, we're just going to see a movie together as friends because we don't want to be lonely, because it sucks going to the movies by yourselves. It's nothing. Just move along." And everyone at our job too, we were like, "Oh, hey guys, we're dating." And they're like, "Oh yeah, that's last week's news." I was like,
we suspected it all along. Yeah, I get that.
well, it was great because with my girlfriend, we met at the theater, and she wouldn't talk to me, so she only started talking to me because I annoyed her every day.
Oh, okay.
And I kept wanting to talk to her because every time I approach someone, because of the personality I have, I like to talk with everyone, even if I'm at the mall doing my security gig or something like that. I like to chat with people, create a good, friendly environment. So, here's this girl who did not want to talk to me whatsoever, and it intrigued me more. So I pursued her until she talked with me, and then, that's how it happened. And it's funny how these things come along. So if you don't mind me asking, because I don't like to dive too deep into personal stuff unless people want to talk about it. But how did you and your current boyfriend meet? And was it cute?
So we met each other through the Orville community. Actually, he used to be my friend on Twitter and everything like that, and so he used to be talking about the new Star Trek. I'm not going to bash it, folks. I would just say we both have a mutual dislike for it. I'll say that much.
Oh, I'll bash it. It's a fucking big piece of shit, a waste of time. I was fucking angry at the end of Picard. Fuck you, CBS All Access. Go see my video entitled "Fuck CBS All Access." Right. Yeah, I will 100% bash it for you. It is the shittiest. And look, I'm not even in the lore, but that show offended me. And all I've ever watched is Next Gen and Deep Space Nine, but mainly Next Gen. And as just a Next Gen fan, I can't imagine what a hardcore Trekkie felt watching that pile of shit. So there you go. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No problem. I'm a hardcore Trekkie. Me and my boyfriend are both hardcore Trekkies. And so he would talk to me about it. I look at the screenshots he would share, and I would just go like, what the deuce did they just do? No. But anyway, he tagged me in a post where they were saying that Orville was being canceled. I said, what? Because he had found this troll. There was a troll in the Orville community, so-called. And so Jack tagged me in it and everything. And I said, I had to do something. I need to speak up. So I said, you know what? I want to do a live stream. You want to come on? And he comes on. I had a bunch of people on there at the time. And so we all ranted and raved for over an hour saying Orville is not canceled. This person had no source material. This person had no credentials. Yeah, let's block this person. And basically we shut it down pretty quickly. And so we started talking. He and I went to different live streams together, and I'd have watch parties. And said, one time it just, it dawned on me, wait a minute. Jack's always been there. He's always been in the sidelines, support me and everything. Like,
Oh.
So how would you feel about dating? He says, well, I'm all the way out here. You're all the way out there. And I said, well, let's try it. And just a couple of days ago, we just celebrated 1 month together. And we're planning much more.
Congratulations. That's always good. I know there's a certain person in my chat, I won't say who they are, Kelly, and another friend of mine named Gary, and they're doing the whole chatting and talking, and I don't know. I think that you guys are boyfriend and girlfriend, right? I don't want to put that out there without it being true. Anyways, but they are cute when they come on. And it's I've never believed in the long distance thing just because I've had bad experiences.
Right, same here.
So I could only talk from my perspective. But I think when you find someone you really like, and you're really interested in them for them, it is a good basis for building a friendship and a relationship, because you're building on your likes, your dislikes, and things like that before you meet and do the other stuff.
Right.
Like hugging, because we're a family channel now.
Just hug it out, folks. No, but no. That was the thing that I loved about Jack so much, that we both said, you know what, we have a friendship kind of thing. And we always have built on that. We always have that solid foundation. And we always make sure we connect with each other. I mean, we talk every single day practically. And we connect with each other. I mean, our dates are not your typical dates kind of thing. So we basically do a lot of watch parties. We do a lot of gaming together. But you know what? We don't follow the rules of what people expect us to do. We just say we do us. We follow what we want to do. We follow our own hearts.
And if you don't know, Bitchy just is watching us while she's standing over here to the side. She's watching my stream. So, love is love, right? It's wacky crazy. Welcome, Sherry. Welcome, DJ H Record Hound. Good to have you here. And welcome everybody who's popping in and out. I know I'm early, so everyone's thrown off. They're like, Friday nights, late night talk isn't until midnight, which is like balls early over here in whatever country I'm in. So why is he on now? I know, it's crazy. Sometimes I do these like random live shows that I poorly put out to the masses so that I get nobody in here. Jesus Christ.
I get that. So people show me like, who the heck is that in my chat?
Oh, okay. Good. So Keely says that her, and I'm going to name both of them because it's not a secret by now, Keely and Gary, which is my boy, your boy Gary, they've officially been in a relationship for 7 months today. Oh.
Congrats.
Me and my girl have been, honey, has it been 3 years or 2 years? 2 years, October 4th. She's got it down to the minute. I can't remember shit from yesterday. So she keeps track. Like everyone gets offended. They're like, hey, bro, you forgot my birthday. I go, I don't even fucking remember what I did yesterday. Don't be offended. Like I am terrible with dates and times. You actually DM me about this interview. And I said, oh shit, that is today. It's like,
yes.
I got this big ass calendar over here that I have yet to open up and use. I really need to fucking use this thing because I'm getting to that point where I'm like, what day is it? Where am I?
See, that's the thing. I have to keep up with so much. I mean, I'm surprised. But yeah, we've been together for a month, me and my boyfriend. We started August 15th and September 15th was our first month. So yes.
I mean, that's great. And that was one thing that really caught me about your blog because, there's so much negative shit, especially towards YouTubers and the internet. And it's good to have some positivity. And I notice your blog is very positive and also colorful, very colorful.
Thank
Um,
you. I
yeah,
enjoy doing it. I enjoy doing it. I really do. I mean, like I said, I may not get a ton of people noticing it, but the thing is, the ones I'm surprised that people notice, I'm like, oh, holy crap, this one got retweeted. I was like, I was just talking about my boyfriend. Everybody's like, yeah, but we're gonna retweet him. Like, okay, thank you.
I know the Twitter thing is so weird. Like I've done random tweets and I had them retweeted to and people answering back. It's crazy how what gets picked up socially as far as the platforms go. So I guess the other thing is I did look on your channels and there was stuff about Disney. There's a or am I thinking of something else?
The only thing I could think of that would be Disney related is probably maybe because I grew up watching Disney. The only thing I could figure is maybe because I did a lot of the, let me see, Disney. Maybe it was some reface videos kind of things that I did with Disney kind of stuff.
Yes, that was it. Thank you. I am
Okay.
terrible with these
Okay.
newfangled things. So what is that all about?
So basically,
I found it
it's
intriguing.
an app that's on your phone, and basically you upload a picture of yourself, and they scan it in kind of thing, and then they basically make an image of you as that particular character. And I normally look it over before I post it onto YouTube and everything like that. And I'll look it over and say, oh, this actually turned out pretty well. And so I'll upload those. I mean, I have about, oh my goodness, about 290, I want to say, videos of those because it's fun to do. It really is. I mean, I've been doing a couple with my boyfriend. He says, oh crap, that picture didn't, I need some more pictures that are, because the pictures he gives me, they're not always the best quality, but we go like, okay. But yeah, I do a lot of fun with those reface videos. That's a lot of fun. It really is. The only problem is that YouTube being the way they are, they say, oh, we own the rights to this music. I'm thinking, this is from an app. I don't.
Oh, let me tell you, I have had so many run-ins with the YouTube cops. Just the other day, I did a Matrix video creating an icon, and I showed clips instead of my normal beautiful bug, and then I talk about it. I was like, I'm going to do something different because it's hard to review something if you can't physically show people like the proof of what you're talking about. But WB downright, like they did a claim, but it was one of those where they block it. And luckily I privated the video first to get the approval before taking it live. And I put in a issue with it, and they actually took the claim off because I'm like, hey, I'm using it for educational purposes. This is just talking about how you should make a movie, and I'm actually giving you guys praise. So maybe you want to like let my video be seen.
Yes.
And it's just so much ridiculousness.
It is. It really
with
is.
that process. It's you can't just post a video like you used to be able to and have it up there. Now you have to like go through their checks, wait for them to approve it, and then be able to post and get your normal views.
It's insane. It really is. I mean, just like I'm trying to get my watch hours up, and at first, I'm sure you sort of remember this too, Zod, where they had it where it was like 1,000 watch hours requirement.
Oh yeah.
But now it's saying, okay, it's got to be 4,000. I'm thinking, oh, geez, great. Am I ever going to get there? But slowly, mine are starting to trickle in finally. I mean, I had the subscribers before I had the watch hours. So trick is trying to find the watch hours.
Just do like 3-hour shows. That was what I did. I did like tons of 3-hour shows. And eventually I got there. I think I had the hours before I had the people. My problem was always the subscribers. But now I got a great community. And to be honest with you, I'd be happy at staying at 1,000 forever. I've never been like, oh, I want to get to like 1 million subs or something like that. If I got more people to talk to more people, it'd be great.
Sure.
Because I think we're funny and we got a lot of insightful things to say, but it's more about, you know, just talking with people and getting a good community together. And I got that feeling. I have watched a couple of your live streams, very entertaining. You're very got a very entertaining people. You got a very good energy. So
Yes.
do you always stay this positive? I know you said you had like that rant video, but
So I'm pretty positive. There's been some dark periods in my life, obviously, but the thing is, I use those as a learning step, so to speak. I mean, there's times when I get down. There's a couple times when I broke down on video, where I had to discuss some very serious topics and everything like that. But by and large, 9 times out of 10, when you come on my channel, I'm pretty upbeat. I'm pretty easygoing. It has to be that one little percent to get me really, really upset or really, really down in the dumps. But mostly, I'm pretty encouraging. But if someone's really, really mean, I just want to like, get off my channel, get off. I don't want anything to do with you. But by and large, I'm pretty upbeat most of the time. I'm very seldom down in the dumps. If I'm down in the dumps, you know something seriously got me upset.
and that's a really good philosophy to have. You know, I live in a space of being perpetually angry. That's just kind of how my channel runs, and within that anger, I guess humor and people like that, you know, and we get a little bit crazy. But I do always like going to the space and seeing people who have a positive, optimistic view, because I just look at you guys and go, how the hell do you guys do that? Like, that's not the kind of person I could be.
I know. That would be totally not you. And yeah, you're not sunshines and unicorns and all that. No.
Yeah, but it is nice once in a while, and it's why I do these interviews. It's nice to talk to different YouTubers and to really get the different approaches, because everybody's view and looks on things is different, and I think it adds a unique, you know, take from the space. To see so many people that have so many varying things that they do and different content, it's great. So you know, we talked about your channel and your blog and your amazing writing. So what are some other things that you're interested in? Where do you see your channel going, and where would you like to take it? I mean, are you looking to get monetized and get paid? Do you want to get more people? Or are you just kind of doing it for fun?
It's a little bit of both. I want to get monetized. Yeah, sure. But the thing is, I think the main thing is to not get too big where I forget the people who have been there for me all along. I think that's one thing that I think has been lost so much with a lot of the YouTube community, that they get so big that they forget their origins. They forget the people that brought them there. And I'm like, you know what? If I'm 1,000 subscribers, sure. If I have 1 subscriber, I'm still the same person wherever you see me. And I think my next thing is probably to just work on maybe some more Orville content, maybe some more gaming, because I have a ton of gaming videos I want to do. But the thing is, finding the time to do it, because unfortunately the gaming videos take so long to upload, and I love doing it, but the thing is, it's a pain in the butt to edit. So, but
editing sucks. When I just did that Matrix video, it took me 2 days to come up with the concept, but it took me like 8 hours to edit.
Yeah, I get that. Yes.
Oh, it was, and then, you know, if you mess something up and you got to start from the beginning, or clip moves.
Beginning, yep, scratch the whole thing. Yes.
So yes, I feel you.
Yeah, because I did it with the videos and the audio, because I have a podcast, folks. I do have a podcast, and editing audio and video are 2 different monsters. That's what I call it. They are monsters. Because I hate editing my podcast. I love doing it, but it's a monster to edit. It's like, no. But
that's what I sounded like when I accidentally erased everything I did, and I had to start the whole video over again. That exact screech was what I did. But more manly. I was like, no, gosh.
I would be listening to this doesn't sound like what I recorded, and then it'd be like one little background noise. I'd be like, oh geez, gotta start all over.
Yeah, so when I got hit by WB, I forgot to mute a clip. So when I did my final cut,
Oops.
yeah, the talking was in the background, and that's what got me.
Okay.
But I was talking over it, and I was
Uh-oh.
like, you know what, F it. I just kept it in the video, and I felt the click because I was like, I'm not going back and re-editing, re-uploading. It's a 25-minute video that took me like an hour to get everything
Yes.
finally uploaded. I was just like, fuck
Yeah,
it, I'm done.
yes.
That's it. I'm done. I'm not doing this shit anymore.
I get that so much. But mine wasn't like audio from music or something. It was like my mom in the background because I still live with my mom. Yes, I do, folks. So the thing is, I heard the background and she's saying, Alysia, can you come here? I'm like, oh, geez. There's no way to really hit the pause button when you're recording.
No, there isn't. No, there isn't. You got to be like, shh, okay, everybody quiet.
Like hush, and then I'll put on my headphones to cancel out some of the noise too. But it's still, or the phone rings because we still have a landline, folks. I mean, yes, we do. But the thing is, if that phone rings, like,
oh yeah,
right then.
See, these kids today, these kids today don't remember the days when we had landlines.
Landlines are a pain in the butt, folks. Trust me. I still have a landline, yes, but the thing is, the reason why we have that is because of my internet. But yeah, like I said, if it rings and I'm doing a stream, start over. Page one.
Oh my god, I remember the days of AOL where
my God, yes. And
yeah, and then someone picks up the phone and you're like, Mom, what'd you do? She's like, I gotta take calls. I'm like, Mom, I'm still online.
I'm trying to go surf the web.
It's like, it's gonna take me another hour to get back to my game page.
And then when you come back to the game room, nobody's in there.
You're like, damn it! Oh yeah, we've got some people who remember that. She is like Billie Jean says, landlines with long curly cords.
Spaghetti cords. Like I said, we still have. Yes, hi, I'm Chloe. That's my special online sis. Hey, Chloe.
Hi, Chloe. I don't know which one you were. I brought up.
She's Miss Watchtower. Yeah, Miss Watchtower. Yeah, I talk about her.
Oh, well, I respect that name because one of my favorite books, The Watchtower by Stephen King. So there we go.
Hers is from Smallville. Hers is Smallville themed.
I'm sorry. It's The Dark Tower. Jesus Christ. I got it now. I got to go back through and watch those episodes. I have been slipping. I normally watch it once a year.
Lois Lane. She's the one that calls me Lois Lane. She said, watch out, Lois. You're dealing with Zod. I said, don't worry. I can hold my own with Zod. Zod doesn't know how to handle me.
No, like it's kind of funny because when I go to do these interviews, I've had a lot of different people on. I've done one with Odin, Josiah Rises, a bunch of other bigger ones, and then some smaller YouTubers. And they're like, wow, you are totally different than when you do like your videos or late night talks. I'm like, yeah, I can be less of an asshole when I'm talking to, like, that's just a monochrome. I'm not actually Zod. I mean, I do have aspirations to take over the world, and I hate Superman with a burning passion, but it's a coincidence. I mean, Superman is an overrated hero. Who doesn't think Superman's overrated? I mean, come on. Zod can do all the same shit and gets none of the credit, and the stupidest deaths, no matter who translates it into film, pisses me off. One, he got a nipple twister down a big chasm, and then Zack Snyder decided to be cool and snap his neck.
No, that was just messed up so many ways. Yeah, like he has his dad die in a tornado kind of thing. Like, no, you didn't read the comics, did you?
Zach doesn't read comics. He looks at the pictures and goes, that would be cool to put on screen, and that's what he does. And like, don't get me wrong, I do like Man of Steel. Even though there's glaring issues, I think he picked a great choice for Zod. Excellent casting. But Speaking of, we have Killy, and now her other half,
Aw.
your boy Gary. What's up?
Oh, he forgot the anniversary date too.
Don't worry, Gary. Don't worry. I have to constantly remind Bitchy when her birthday is so I don't forget, because I will. I love you. Your birthday is on a day that's coming up soon, in about a week.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is, because we just got past this week, so it's like next week, isn't it? The week after? Love you. Okay, so if you guys don't see me on stream tonight, it's because my beautiful woman has murdered me. So this is my last will and testament. It'll be the best last live stream I ever have.
He needs to
I loved all
grovel,
of you.
folks. He's gonna be groveling for a month.
She says 2 weeks, and then she went. She's giving me the death eyes. They're staring into my soul. I think she's burned my soul from the inside out, folks. Help me, send 911. Anyways, so shit, the death stare just threw me all off. But yeah. Speaking of which, Killy and Gary, while you're on the panel, you're invited to my stream tonight. FYI. That's just easier because they're in my panel. I could send a message, but then that wouldn't be me. Anyways, no. So you've got the blog, you have your reasons for doing it, and you said what you got ahead. So I guess the other question is, I know I've seen you in a lot of different circles, some of the same circles I've been in. A group that shall not be named because I hold a personal grudge against them. But what is your take on the climate of social media, and as far as what happened with Star Wars, and we'll say particular fandom menace that evolved and everything like that? And I noticed I've seen you around, but never see you really get into any of the discussions. But how do you personally feel about, the way the media is, and how certain things that we love have been being destroyed by politics and all that jazz? That's exhausting to talk about.
Good question. So I tend to shy away from politics and social media. Now, I say social media is a blessing and a curse, because it's twofold. It's a blessing because I get to connect to people that I otherwise wouldn't get to. It's a curse because of all the toxicity out there. I don't put myself out there. A lot of times folks like Zod is saying, yes, I'm there, but I'm not there. Because a lot of times I think people forget that I'm there because I really don't speak up and everything. But the thing is, it really irks me so many ways to see these fandoms that I grew up watching and loving, to see them divided over stuff. And it's like, I understand we disagree and we like this or you like that. But the thing is, we need to find a way to just find some kind of mutual territory without feeling like we have to walk on eggshells every single time we, saying, oh, we can't talk about this, we can't talk about that. And it's like, why can't we just come to the mutual agreement saying we agree or we disagree, and then just let bygones be bygones, so to speak? I mean, I don't agree with everything that goes on. No, obviously. But the thing is, do I have to get in someone's face and say, I disagree with you? No, there's a way I can say I disagree with you and say, okay, yeah, I disagree with you. End of story, so to speak. So unfortunately, people don't do that. They take it one step too far, though. And I hate that. It just drives me up the wall when I see that kind of stuff. I mean, it's just like, why can't we just find that common ground? We need that common ground. But the way politics is, it makes strange bedfellows, and it makes people not want to be close to you. It makes people want to stay away from you if you talk about politics, if you talk about religion. So here's the thing. You're never going to hear me talk about politics. You're never going to hear me talk about religion. It's just going to say, okay. And some people get the wrong conception, say, oh, she just agrees with us. I'm like, No, there's a reason why I don't talk about it. I just don't want to talk about it. I don't want to add fuel to the fire, so to speak.
That's why I've purposely did a stream on religion and politics, and we talked about abortions on my friend PB's channel. But we came at it satirically because when we talked about it, it wasn't attacking. But what do you guys think? And getting feedback from it. And I agree 100%. It's kind of a minefield these days. Like, for instance, I'll give you an example. I was once on a panel for the final shit show of Game of Thrones. I'm sorry, the final season. And I come on this panel. And I feel them because they're dedicated fans like myself, been watching since season 1, since it premiered, you know, and you have those rose tinted glasses on. And I knew, and PB will back me up, I knew since the first episode that it was going to be a shit show. I just had that sixth sense because I've watched enough television go downhill to know this was the end. And weirdly, it was the end not on politics, just shitty writing. Thank God it was something we could universally agree on. It was just bad writing, bad placement of scene structure. That's another rabbit hole. But I get invited on this panel, and people are trying to be positive, and I wish I was that guy. I wish I could come on and be like, oh, yeah, this scene was cool. But so I get my chance to talk, and the whole panel is gone. And they're like, so, Zod, what do you think about this season, you know, episode 3? And wasn't it just amazing? And I go, well, I'll be honest with you. I think the whole thing's a pile of shit. And you were like, you could drop a pin. Everyone on the panel got quiet. I go, look, I'm not trying to dissuade if you had fun with what you were watching. That's not my point. But I think objectively, even as a fan, you have to look at it from both sides of the aisle. Right. And right now, this is a pile of shit, and I see it coming a mile away. And the same people are going to be on here going, this sucks. Why did we even like it? And I've also hated that. The thing that I hate, and I don't know if you've noticed this because we've traveled the same circles and seen the same amount of people in different groups. I'm pretty sure we know most of the same people.
Oh, yeah. I've seen that.
What I've really hated, PB, Game of Thrones. And don't be late tonight for a late night talk show, son of a bitch. If you guys don't know, that's my co-host in the I'm giving him shit. My best buddy, the one who's been with me through this whole thing. I like giving him shit. He gives it back. So we were on this panel for Game of Thrones, and everybody was all talking it up and talking about how great it was. So I come on and I go, no, well, guys, no, it wasn't great. The episode sucked. And as far as episode 3, I couldn't even fucking watch the thing to judge whether or not it was a good episode because 90% of it was like lit like someone was blind trying to light stuff. It was fucking terrible. I
hate those kind of things. Yikes. I hate that. I mean, yeah, but I can be honest enough to say, you know what, there's parts of Orville that I dislike. There's parts of other things I dislike. I'll be honest. I'll say that. There's no perfect fandom. I'll say that in all honesty. But the thing is, do we have to be ugly with one another? No.
Exactly. And that's the thing that I appreciate because I did check out your videos and I was like, wow, you are very you're good in bringing up your points that you like and stuff like that. And I respect that kind of honest critiquing because look, like there's movies I hate. Like my biggest one is Black Panther, but technically it's a pretty decent movie. The action's okay. I more enjoyed the bad guy. I was highly on his side, and I think that he was actually the good guy, but that's probably a video for another thing.
I can respect that.
But see, I came out with the weirdest review because personally, I fucking hated the movie. I said, for me personally, it's about like a 4 or 5. I don't like Black Panther. I thought it was garbage and overhyped. But if we're being technical, it's a 7 out of 10. You know, it's a competent movie. Because it's like you've got your personal view versus what you're telling people. And when you're telling people whether they should watch or not watch something, then there should be some kind of honesty in that. And the problem we see with the media and why there's so many people that hate the media, is they've gone so far one way or the other that they're not giving an objective opinion. Well, what's good about this movie? It has a strong female lead. There's lots of black people. There's Asians.
Mm-hmm.
It's diverse. It's inclusive. I'm like, that's not a fucking interview. You're telling me there's people in it. Okay.
Yeah, okay. That's not telling me anything. Yeah, I get that. Like, get to the grittiness. Like, why should I watch this? Yes.
And by the way, my buddy T-Virus, Terrence, is in the house. How are you? If you guys don't know, another great YouTuber that I know you can go check out. His channel. He does great reviews, and I'm pretty sure he sees every single movie ever made. Like, Terrence is the kind of person that I think like spends $300 a year at the movies. Like, he sees everything. Like, I could just randomly mention a movie that's like so offhand, and he'll be like, "Oh yeah, I seen it yesterday. It was great." I'm like, "Okay, what about?" Yeah, I seen that one too. I'm like,
that's the way
is there a movie that's come out you haven't seen?
That's the way I am. That's one of the things that me and my boyfriend, we watch so many different movies. I mean, that's one of the things we do on our dates. We watch different movies. It's not the same old. I mean, we've already established that certain movies we're not into, like the rom-coms. I'm not a rom-com girl, folks. I'm not. Even though I act like a girly girl, I am not a girly girl. I'm very tomboyish. I will watch the raunchy stuff. I'll watch the horror films. I'll watch the action flicks. Yeah.
Pop Culture BB says Terrence isn't biased. He's a bot. It's a long-running joke because Terrence quotes, "You can't accept humans to be honest. We speak on things. Most humans are biased." Yeah, we still haven't figured out if he's a Cyberdyne system sent from the future. And he's already seen all of this coming. Terrence, tell me what numbers I need to play in the stock market. It's great to see everybody here. We got 10 people watching. Thank you, everybody. And while you're all watching, please don't forget to join us later tonight for our craziness. PB will be there, but a minute late. That son of a bitch. And we'll have Cyber and the rest of the gang. And we're going to have Keely and Gary on because I've invited them. And so now I'm going to say it live so that it'd be guilted into coming. No. But yeah, so like I was saying, it was interesting to see because I've seen you in a lot of these streams where you've seen people going at these topics. And I do notice that you don't say much, which I think is cool. Because if you're uncomfortable talking about that topic, it's sometimes good. And sometimes you get a better perspective being on the outside of two arguing parties and going, well, that's right. They didn't remember it quite like this. You know what I mean? It's good to have that objective mind frame. It's like looking from the outside in.
Exactly.
And I think you might have a better view than most. So I guess the biggest one is Star Wars. Like, how are your feelings about how that has all gone down?
Okay, so I grew up watching Star Wars, the original trilogy, and then the prequel trilogy, and I've seen 2 out of the 3 future trilogy. I'll put it that way. Okay, so the original trilogy, epic, well done, but they should have never done special edition stuff. I will say that much. I was not too happy with some of that stuff in there. I'll say that. Jabba the Hutt running into Han Solo and the Millennium Falcon hangar. No, we didn't need that. The prequel stuff, great stories. I do, but I like The Force Awakens, but then it just went.
Yeah, The Last Jedi, boy, that was, to me, that really kicked off because, look, Ghostbusters 2016 had a lot of buzz about it with the agendas, but I think the real shot by media versus fandom was Last Jedi. And look, objectively speaking, even years later, it's a competently made film, but it is a terrible Star Wars movie. It is not.
The story is just no.
Yeah. It's very well shot. I get what they were going for, but I think The best analogy I heard was from, I've been watching this person on YouTube called Filmento, and he talks about how to make different movies and things like that. And the best analogy he gave, it was like two kids playing in a sandbox. And, you know, JJ built this castle, and then
Okay.
Ryan Johnson came and kicked the castle over because
Oh,
he
and
wanted to build his own.
okay,
It was
I
like-
can see that. I can see that. Yes, yes.
And it's like, you know what? That's a great analogy because I can't figure out for the life of me how you come into a trilogy, which is 3 movies, which means you inherently, by the nature of how a trilogy is, have to build upon what the first movie did. You can't just go, F it, I'm going to do what I want to do in the middle.
No, throw something in there that's so off, way off base. Like, what the heck did that come from? Well, no, don't do that. I mean, if some things are canon, stick to the canon, please. I really want you to stick to the canon. That's one of my pet peeves. I cannot stand things when they throw something like, oh, Batman, by the way, he's actually not an orphan. He actually has a twin sister kind of thing. I'm like, dude, don't do that.
And me and PB have had this argument before about comic books and source material. Like to this day, he thinks he's winning. I still say he's wrong because if you didn't have the source material, you wouldn't have the movie. And I stick by that because the movie needs something to be based off of because Hollywood is dead and has no creative ideas. So for them to actually write something
is just mediocre. At best, they're mediocre, and they can't come up with original content anymore like they used to. I'll say that.
Oh my God. Like I was watching Netflix and I'm going, like it's getting to a point where I'm almost thinking about canceling my subscription if You wasn't coming out because I'm a huge fan of that and I can't wait for season 3.
Okay.
And of course they just ended Lucifer, which I'm very mixed on. I think I'm just going to do a stream for it because it was good, but I didn't appreciate the clear politics. And the funny part is that felt like the writers were forced by Netflix to include it because when you look at the episode, they had 2 episodes that were very political. But the funny part is they feel so disconnected from because it's 10, right? So 2 of them were really heavy-handed politics. But the thing they put in there that I think they were setting up, they just scrapped it. So it just felt like, okay, we're mandated to put this in, so here it is. And then the rest of the story was good. And I was so confused because I'm like, this feels like some corporate guy came and said, yeah, we're really loving what you're doing with this whole Lucifer thing. We know you got a big fan base, but, you know, you got to talk about Black people and gay couples. You know, it's 2021 and we need some diversity. And that's what it felt like because the story gets thrown out and means nothing at the end of the series. I think that pissed me off the most because I get to the ending and something happens, and I'm not going to spoil it because some of people have told me they want to watch it, but I will say there's a particular character who at the end of the last season becomes a cop.
Okay.
So you see where this is going. They do a whole BLM episode.
Oh boy. Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I'll allow it because it kind of fits with something they set up in the prior season with this one cop that they use as the reason for what's going on. So okay, whatever. But then this one character does something where the job he has doesn't even fucking matter in the grand scheme of things. So it's like this whole setup was literally nothing. This is so clear politics. Like this is so you had to make this just because you were forced to that it makes it feel disjointed. And it boggles my mind because as a person who views it, if you see something like that and they're so heavy-handed, it's noticeable. So then when nothing comes of it, you're sitting there going, well, I wasted 45 fucking minutes because it's a 45-minute episode just on this one plot. It wasn't just a section. It was a whole fucking episode.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, well, if you cut this out, you could have made it 9 episodes. Like, why did we need this It was
Right.
great
It's gonna be
filler.
that much of a dumpster fire. Yes. That's the way I felt when I saw the A-Team movie, because I grew up watching the series, and then when I saw the actual movie, I was horrified. I was like, this is not my A-Team. I want to do hashtag not my A-Team.
I mean, I do agree, but Liam Neeson does fit.
I mean,
I will,
I will give him that. I will give him that. He is good as Hannibal. He is good as Hannibal. I will give him that because
but
Liam
the
Neeson
rest,
my
like,
rest are on fire, please.
I love Bradley Cooper. I really do. Like, he's a great actor, but that was just
He's not Templeton Peck though. Templeton Peck is no.
no. I was like, no. Bradley's too handsome. He's too charismatic.
Well, it's not just that. He just kept looking like he needed to shave the whole freaking movie. Because I'm thinking the way Dirk Benedict did it. Because if you guys ever see the A-Team series, Dirk Benedict was very suave, debonair, a ladies' gentleman kind of thing. Very clean shaven. Very took pride in his appearance. And Bradley Cooper, bless his heart, he just looks like he just woke up out of bed.
Oh my God, I gotta rewatch that movie because yeah, I was like, man, he did look rough doing that. Oh my God, he looks so rough in that role.
I mean, as a female, I was cringing inside. I was thinking, no.
Now in Stars Born, which I will say to this day, like that remake, so many people were like yay or yay, but I thought it was a great remake because I love the original with Barbara Streisand, and that isn't even the original. Apparently, there was one before that.
There were at least two others before that. There was one with Judy Garland, and then there was one I think prior to that.
Yeah, and I love Judy Garland, but I'm sorry, Barbara kills it. Like, I always get the feels.
I get that. I totally get that.
But the new movie I thought was really good. And Lady Gaga, I never saw her as an actress, but let me tell you something. Like, I thought she did a really great job. You Need a Singer. She is very underrated. Like, people only think she's like that pop kind of thing, but she's got so much range. It's ridiculous. Like, some of the songs, it was almost her voice was like so close to overpowering his because hers is like just on this other level. And Bradley Cooper learned how to sing and play guitar. So, which I didn't know. I watched the making of. He literally learned how to play the guitar and went to vocal classes. And he wrote the songs and everything. Like, he wrote some of the new ones out. He wrote them himself, and they performed them together to get their pitches right and all of this other stuff. And I was like, props for that. But pulling off an A-Team thing, like, he needs like a certain role.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a very particular actor.
Exactly. Or the man from Uncle One, because my mom introduced me to the original ones with David McKellum and Robert Vaughn. And I was watching that movie, and we looked at the movie as she kept saying, is it supposed to be this dark? Because the screen looked like it was like shot when you were in a cardboard box, because this whole screen is so dark and you can't hardly see anything, and they're practically killing each other the whole movie, and at the very end they're saying, oh yeah, we're gonna be partners, by the way. I'm like, what? No,
it felt more like it didn't feel like the actual film. It felt like a lead up to like another film, like, oh, this is how we became buddies and not we were friends the whole. Yeah, that movie was so confusing because I'm like watching it, and I've never seen the original.
Okay.
And so I'm watching it just on the movie, and I go, so at the end of it, I'm like, I'm fucking lost. So is this a prequel to the movie we're actually supposed to get? Because I don't feel like these guys were friends until the end.
Right, exactly. Because my mom and I were going to go see that in theaters, and we said, you know what? It's a good thing we didn't go. That would have been a waste of money.
I mean, it's so weird. So, I mean, it's great talking about this stuff. And
yes, but no, like I said, there's so much toxicity out there. But no, the thing is, in all honesty, it's kind of hard to keep an objective view sometimes when you see people track. But like I said, with the Star Wars thing, that's how we led into this. So
yeah, we went on a big tangent.
we did. But the thing is, I see the way it's happened with the Star Wars fandom, and it's tragic. It really is. I mean, and then they create this thing Solo, and I'm like, Oh my word. I can say there was good points in it, but it was more no. I was not impressed. As a Star Wars fan, I was not happy with that.
I think Solo wasn't a bad movie. It was just an unnecessary movie. It's like
Yeah.
uh, the
It
the
was.
part his character is better, kind of mysterious, right? Like
Yes,
I don't
exactly.
need to
It's
know he
opening
got.
it. Yes, you didn't need to have that. No, exactly. We didn't need
Some,
that.
sometimes you don't need like an origin story or something like that to explain something. Sometimes it's just best to keep
Use your
a mysterious.
imagination. Yes, exactly, exactly. That's the way I felt when I first saw Star Wars. When I first heard about Han Solo, and they said, "Why you scruffy looking nerf herder, you nerf herder? I dare you!" But the thing is, it left you guessing. I kept thinking, I kept planning in my head, well, maybe Chewbacca and Han met this way, maybe they met that way, and but then when they create this origin story, no, we didn't need that. We didn't need that.
Yeah, and I think that's really and see, when I was in the beginning of this argument, and I met PB from various groups like that, and our hatred of the Last Jedi and things like that, but
Mm-hmm.
I started seeing a lot of things, and like now it's gotten to a point where everything is just being attacked based on the corporation. And look,
Yeah.
people who are new to my channel or who have never been on here, spoiler alert, I hate Disney with a passion. I can't stand them. I'm
Yeah,
also kind of getting fed up with Netflix too.
yeah,
But
that's good. Yeah, I'll say it with Disney. I will say that. I mean, I was a Disney's baby. I really was. But the way I see Disney is, it's like they get offended over stupid stuff. I mean, because I was talking about
well,
boyfriend
it's gotten so bad with what they do now. Like uh,
is
the
change it.
unoriginality of these adaptations. Like, did we need a live action Lion King? Did
No,
we need a live action Beauty and the Beast? Uh,
no.
what the fuck happened with Aladdin?
Ugh,
Mulan basically was a love letter to the Chinese CCP. So good job
yeah.
on that one. Way to endorse a very terrible government. I mean, the list goes on. And then what they did recently with Scarlett Johansson and that lawsuit,
Oh yeah.
which I hope she wins because Disney needs to be knocked down a couple of pegs. But at the same time, what I was getting at is too, I feel on both sides, there's no objectivity anymore because even though a company makes a film, if a movie is good, I will come out and say it. Like Shang-Chi was a great Marvel movie. I
Mm-hmm.
loved it. And I boycotted Disney for a bit, but I had to break it because they were throwing this movie under the bus. And I really saw why people were offended. I thought it was a pretty decent movie. I like the fact that Marvel actually like stepped out of the formula for a change. There was a lot of stuff in there I did not see coming. They took it into a completely different place than I thought the movie was going to go. And I like Cruella. I thought Cruella was a great movie.
Okay.
Me and Bitchy did a review on it. But it's like the way it's gotten now, it's that there's so much hate on both
Oh,
sides that
yeah.
neither can objectively say this is good or this is bad without having like, oh, it's Disney, so it sucks and I'm never going to see it. Well, why? Like,
Yeah. I mean,
and
there's
on the
things you want to see, but then when you see it, it's like, no, it didn't live up to the hype or whatever it was. It's like, yeah. I mean, I
Well,
mean, yeah, I get that. I mean, like I said, I love Disney and stuff like that, but right now the way Disney's going, it's like, no, no, this is appalling. It's awful.
and I think that's interesting that you say that because it's not so much about, yeah, they have bad business practice, which I enjoy talking about,
Hmm.
the real life stuff, like how they're really being scumbags. But
Yeah.
I think it's also if you do what we do, right, reviews and things like that,
Hmm.
then at the same time, you have to take the personal out of it. And it's gotten so
Right.
personal between fans and companies and fans, the media, who's another big cog in the machine,
Yeah.
that it's created this this environment, and this isn't just this. It's whether we're talking about the zombie apocalypse, which is what I call Corona, because they take off videos now. But the zombie apocalypse, whether you talk about politics, everything's become hard to talk about, and that's why I created late night talks, to have fun and to be able to tackle these things where people can go into my chat and talk with one another, and or they can talk with us and be like, well, this is my point of view, and we could be like, oh, I see what you're saying, and kind of talk it out. And that's what we're missing. Like,
yes,
there's no talking, there's shouting, there's name calling, there's being really disgusting to someone for having an opinion. And it doesn't matter what side you're on. If you say you like The Last Jedi and go like into one of the people's groups we know, you will get blasted by people.
Yes, and saying, well, how dare you? You're throwing away all or whatever. Or I'm like, jeez. Can't you just say you like the movie? Like, I mean, we used to say, oh, I like this movie. And they're like, oh, yeah, me too. Or I hate it. Like, okay, well, why did you hate it? But yeah, there's no safe zone. There's no safety there.
Yeah. That's another reason why I wanted to have you on, was because I saw like how you approach being in different groups, and I think it's really cool that you choose to, just kind of keep it down the middle, talk about what you talk about, and be like, yeah, I see what you're saying, but I might not necessarily agree one way or the other. I just, But let me ask you this. And then I'm going to kind of wrap things up, because I try to keep these an hour. Never works out. I always say it's going to be an hour, and like 17, 20 minutes later, I'm like, seriously, I'm done. Okay.
I lose track of the time too. Even though I might have a clock right there, I'll say, okay, but stop right there. Then I keep hitting the snooze button. I'm like,
That's how I was. Actually, I wish Rob was here, because every time I'm late for his stream, it's always because I'm like, I take a nap and I forget we're in different time zones, and he's somehow he's behind where I'm at, so he'll already be going, and then I'll be like, shit, I'm supposed to be on Rob's stream. And do it all that. Poor Rob. He's like, you are the worst friend ever. But the one thing I did want to cover was, so at the end of the day, do you, like, when you see these different discussions going on, because we've talked about it and you do share some of the opinions, especially where Disney has gone, do you ever want to be that person who chimes in and be like, yeah, they suck? Or do you, or are you like, you know what, I'm gonna stay, I'm just not gonna say anything?
I think there's times when I'm tempted to say something. I really honestly will. I think there are times when I do think about doing it, and I do it on their channel. On my own channel, I'm a little bit hesitant, but the thing is, I may do it. I may or may not do it, but the thing is, yeah, it's hard to be objective. It really is sometimes, to just sit on the sidelines and everybody's like trashing this one or they're supporting this one. I'm like, that's kind of hard. But it's one of the things I had to learn, because I was in a class called peer mediation. It was kind of like a social club, and basically we try to solve peaceful conflicts without making administrators of our school get involved. So basically, we would get one party over here and another party over here. We try to listen to both parties, and then we would try to come up with a peaceable solution. I think that's one thing that I've learned on my channel, to come up with those kind of things. And it's just, that's the only way I can put it. It's just trying to find that balance, to find, would I go out there and rant and everything? I may do that, but I'm not sure. I'm still debating on that. Maybe I will come out there publicly to do that kind of thing. I may or may not do. I'm still deciding what I want to do.
Which I think it's great. I think the best rants come from when you're passionate. Everybody on this channel has heard me rant at least 5 times a stream about something, but it comes from a place where I just see red and I just go, and half the time I don't realize what I said till after I say it. I've threatened various celebrities and people live in the YouTube first, so I'm pretty sure that'll come back one day, but I'll deal with those legal consequences later. But hey, Jenny Godden, I know that's random, but I saw her here. Speaking of which, I've had some great debates with Jenny on the channel, and that's what I enjoy. Is like I like that the chat interacts, and I think that's why I get a lot of different people such as yourself on these kinds of streams, because I like to highlight people who not only bring something different than what I do, but they also have this environment where people can feel like they can be themselves and chat without some asshole in the chat going,
Yes.
"You suck." And I mean, not to mention particular group, but I've been on a lot of Menace streams where that chat's a nightmare because there's like 80 people and you got like 10 of them being absolute douchebags. And I think it's what
And
you create.
you don't want to stay in there. No, you're just like back away. This was supposed to be someplace fun, someplace safe, and it's like, no, I don't want to stay in here. And you back away, and then you're afterwards you go like, why did I even go to that? Why did I even put myself out there?
And see, that's the double-edged sword, right? Because it's creating a different community, but it's built on negativity. And you could be down on something, but create an atmosphere where people want to interact. Like you could personally hate something, but still make it down the line to where even if you dislike it, you're taking the feedback. And I think that's the problem. And what a lot of creators have to work on is that sometimes when we go off on our tangents and when we say things, we tend to exclude our audience or just think of them like, oh yeah, well, if you don't like it, fuck it. You can't always say that. I mean, sometimes I do. If I get a real idiot in my chat, I'd be like, you know what, get the fuck off. But if it's people being respectful, then I respect their opinion, and I am glad that they say, well, I think of it this way because it gives me a perspective, and we've lost that. We've lost communication, like talking instead of shouting.
Yeah, the respect. Yeah, they lost that respect for one another. Unfortunately, I will say that they have lost the respect, and that's one of the things I always try to maintain order on my channel, maintain that respect. Yes, exactly. We definitely, but yes, exactly. That's why Zod and I get along with each other. I mean, it's not perfect, no, but we say, okay, I agree with you on this, or I disagree with you on this, and we're respectful to each other. Unfortunately, too many communities don't do that, and that's one reason why I don't have that on my channel. My channel is basically, if you want to come on and you see it this way, that's fine. If you see it that way, that's fine. I just say, just have a good time. Just don't be a troll. Don't be an idiot. If you're going to be a troll or an idiot, there's the door. I don't want to see you. But other than that, yeah.
Jenny says it's fun debating with you. I think you have too much fun, Jenny. She enjoys debating with me, and when we talk about sharks, she's big with sharks. Okay, just a sidebar. She said she kissed a shark. I say, this is the problem with white people. We need to stay away from dangerous shit. I've seen enough horror movies.
We don't go. We stay in the water when we should go in the water.
If Hollywood wants to create stereotypes, you know what I like to see? Instead of focusing how there's an oppressive race this week or gender or something, why don't we focus on the stupid shit white people do? Like horror movies is a great template. Like how many people actually walk into a dark room, right, where lights just suddenly turn out, your friend is missing, and they go, Bill, are you still there?
And then they just scream. All they do is just stand there and scream. Like realistically, you're gonna be grabbing a flashlight, running around, not screaming for your friend's name, but just being looking and say, okay, he's not here. He's not here. No.
Dude, I have never screamed that long for anything in my life. Those like, are you shitting me?
I know.
Standing there screaming is going to improve your situation.
Exactly.
Jenny says, I said that because the conversation is getting too heated, I wouldn't actually kiss a shark. LOL. I don't believe you, Jenny. I don't believe you. You're one of those crazy people who's like, oh, Jaws is just another beautiful creature of nature. Not me, okay? I don't give a fuck if you put me in a 9-inch steel reinforced case and tell me that the shark is like a puppy dog. I am not hopping my happy ass in there. I was in the Navy. I jumped off the ship once, And then a dolphin was a prick to me. Okay, hashtag
No.
dolphins are assholes. They are the pricks of the sea. This little bastard comes up, and I thought I was gonna have like one of those Discovery Channel moments where it's like, oh, I'm petting the dolphin.
Yeah,
They
Flipper. Yeah, my buddy.
They
Yes.
are pricks, and they enjoy it. Like this little fucker, like turns around, splashes water in my face, and goes, like, haha, bitch, and then just swims off. And I'm like,
Woodpecker kind of bit. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
like this dolphin just splashed me, and
everybody's
mocked
like,
me.
"Oh, isn't that so cute?" And you're like, "No, that wasn't cute."
Yeah, and then you got people go, oh, that's the cutest thing I've ever seen. No, dolphins are the assholes of the sea. I'm sorry. They are, if there is like a group of animals that are the assholes of the seas, it is the dolphins. They are like that friend you invite to the party who acts like a jerk and makes fun of everyone.
And then they wonder why everybody's mad at them afterwards.
Yeah. And they wonder why. Everybody's like, no, but they got humans fooled. They have humans fooled because you see them in whatever park and you look, he's catching a ball. Oh, you can swim with the dolphin. It's so magical. No, it's not. They're assholes. Don't believe the hype. Okay? Don't look at the pictures and get swept up with the glasses going, oh, they're so friendly. They're not. They're assholes. Out in the ocean, they're just like, we are the dicks of the sea. And no one can take that title away from us. Jenny goes, sometimes sharks can be nice. Not always, but I've seen epic moments with them. I will miswatch Howard because I respectfully disagree. Hey, I got splashed and mocked by a dolphin, Miss Watch. I was there. The dolphin was a dick. He just came up. I did not offend him. I did not misgender him. He just came up to me, and I thought we were going to have a Discovery Channel moment, and he splashed water in my face with his little flipper, basically laughed at me, and swam off. And I was so stunned. It's one of those moments in nature where you're so stunned, you're like, did that just happen?
Right. Like, huh?
It was, Jenny says, and I've pet a shark by accident. Sharks have their moments, and I love moments that they are kind to people.
Okay. Okay, Jenny.
I mean, Jenny, I'm going to take your word. Like, here's the thing. I've heard this thing that sharks have mistaken us for their food, and I don't disagree with that because we're the only assholes who've come up with making things that look like flippers to swim with. And we're in a sea where other creatures hunt things with fins. And then we're like, oh, why did this thing attack us? I don't understand. Well, maybe because you're wearing fin-like stuff and a breathing apparatus, and sharks are blind.
Yeah. If you as a human's, what is it, like a weird-looking seal or weird-looking manatee or whatever, yes.
They're like, oh my goodness, it's a seal in the middle. What are they doing out here? Well, I'm not going to question
it. Has
it.
no fur. The seal has no fur, and he happens to be screaming. I'm like, what's that sound coming from its mouth?
Like, this is not what I signed up for.
I want my refund. I want my food. This is the food I requested.
Oh man. Well, I've had an absolute great time. Yes. It's always nice to be able to get off track with someone and them to be able to follow my thought process because I'm very ADD when I do some of this stuff.
That's fine. This was fun. Yes.
But anyways, do you have anything you got coming up that you would like to promote? Any other people you'd like to promote?
So I have a GoFundMe, guys. I'm trying to basically move from one state to another state. So if you guys can help out with that, that'd be a big help. I have that on my Twitter. It's my pinned tweet if you guys want to check that out. And the next thing I have coming up probably will be some more Orville watch parties, maybe some more Jackbox games, maybe record a podcast or two. But yeah, I think that's the main thing that'll be coming up soon.
Ooh, exciting. And if you guys don't know, I have Late Night Talks coming up tonight. It's going to be a spicy one. I've got all sorts of great, crazy articles that I found Of course, I will mention Nicolas Cage once because hashtag I love Nicolas Cage. But I've actually got a relevant article. It's not about his movies. He actually came out and said that he will never retire. And this brings so much joy to my life because if we ever lose Nick Cage, I will go into a deep depression.
Mm-hmm.
I love Nicolas Cage. me and my girlfriend are building a little mini shrine. It's going to be hilarious. We'll show it on stream when we get done. But anyways, yes, I know it's unhealthy, but I don't care. Billie Jean wants to know where the link is. So let me see. I'll see if I can drop the link in there from your Twitter. If not, you could put it, I believe, in the private chat, and I can link it.
Yes.
I wish I knew. See, this is why you set up stuff ahead of time, people, because if you're just like a random asshole like me who just does this, I did put your Twitter in the post and your YouTube channel and your blog.
That's fine.
So
that's fine.
But I did not know you had a GoFundMe going on, or I would have pinned that into the comments for everybody to go to. So, but yeah, I have my late night talks coming, and I am doing another headache-inducing video because apparently a lot of people liked it. I'm going to do one on The Sopranos. This time, instead of it being 25 minutes long, I'm going to break it into parts because that was a nightmare. So I'm going to do one in celebration of the new Sopranos movie coming out. I'm going to do one on The Sopranos, and I'm going to go through everything. So it'll probably be like fucking 5 parts. I don't know. It's a long show, and there's a lot of characters and a lot of murder. So I might have to have a whole section for like, here's the characters, here's the murders, here's the story. What do I think? And then there was a controversy on the final episode, so I probably will have to have a part just for that. So that's going to be a long odyssey. And also, I'm going to do a trailer reaction for you because I saw the trailer and I reacted and I'm late with it, but I might just give you guys my thoughts because season 3 looks epic and I can't believe people are in love with this guy or trying to redeem him. The fan base is nuts because you're like, oh, he's so. I go, do you guys realize this guy's literally a stalker? Like, he's the guy your parents warn you to stay away from. Like, I don't know. We have such a weird society where, like, I've literally seen fan sites where, like, Joe's so hot and he's so emotionally torn. I'm like, no, he's literally psychotic. Like, he has no qualities. He's killed people. And they're like, yeah, but it was just because he's hard. I could fix him. I'm like, no, you can't. That's the point.
It's one person, folks. I'll say that much. You go change one person. And I put the link in the private chat, Zod, so you know.
I did not. But don't tell me because I plan on ordering that movie, The Ghostlands. I actually found it on VOD. I will order it eventually when I have the money to, because I watch every Nicolas Cage thing. I will say I have not gotten a chance to watch Pig either, but people were talking about awards and it looks really good. So Nick is on a roll. He's 2 good movies out of 4. So my hopes are high. Like, his movies are a very mixed bag. You're either going to get something really bad where he's the only good thing, or you're going to get something good. It's never in between. Like, that's how his career goes. Really, like every movie I've ever watched with him, it's either really terrible but funny, or it's good. And there's never like an in between. Like, I've never seen a movie where I'm like, it was in the middle. It's like he doesn't have that. Mm-hmm. So, all right, thank you. So I will link this into the chat so you guys can go check out the GoFundMe. You guys can click on that, I assume, and it'll take you to the page here. Let me test it just to. Okay, it does work. All right, good. There we go. Because technology is my kryptonite. So thank you, everybody.
Instead.
This was really fun. I definitely would like to do another stream like this. Thank you everybody for watching. Please, yes, Willy's Wonderland was excellent, and I consider that a good movie. Like I said, there's no in between. There's some people who really hate that movie. There's some people who really like it, but I never see comments where it's like, I thought it, it's just like he's one of those actors. Like either people really like his stuff or they really hate it. There's never, or they really like him or they really hate him.
Too. That's what my mom says about me. Either you love me or you hate me. There's no in between. So.
Well, hopefully a lot of people will get to love your channel and go check it out. I've had a wonderful time. Everybody come back tonight at midnight. Check out Late Night Talks. I will be having Killy Talks, your boy Gary, Cyber, maybe PB if he's awake. Perp, hopefully, who's in my chat, will be on Late Night Talks because he's part of the crew. And if you guys don't know, he's got his own channel that puts out great reviews. Go check out Perp Minded. He did some pretty awesome reviews, digging his American Horror Story. I gauge if I'm going to watch American Horror Story or not based on his review, because that show is also very hit or miss. So you're always invited. Perp, we literally have... I'm sorry. I was getting ready to go till this ass night. We literally have a chat. You are in a whole group chat where every time I drop a link and I send you a link in a DM, you son of a bitch, to your personal DM. You know what? See, this is why I rant. This is the exact reason why I rant, is because every time I think I'm going to have a nice normal day where I'm just going to be happy the whole day, somebody just comes along and makes me rant, okay? I can't help it myself. The world is designed to piss me off. I don't understand it. I want to be happy. I want to be one of those people who can skip and whistle and have a great happy day, and then something just comes along.
See, it just says,
look.
okay, let me screw the whole thing up.
And look. I don't believe that. Okay, I'm gonna have a brain. I'm gonna have a brain aneurysm. This is why Zod's angry. Everybody thinks he wants to.
That's why Zod ended up in the Phantom Zone.
No, it was people. When you think about General Zod's character, people pissed him off and he had a bad day. That's why he tried to take over Krypton. He tried to tell them assholes a bunch of times. He was with Jarrell telling him, like, hey, the planet's going to blow up. And these, like, pompous assholes didn't listen to him. And that's why you led a rebellion. You know what? I don't think he was wrong. I'm going to say it. He had great intentions. Nobody listened. Well, then you got to blow stuff up. That's how it goes. Yeah, he did the devil face. He knows what he's doing, this son of a bitch. Anyways, I'll see you. You can't play that oppressed purple card here. All right. Okay. Everybody, thank you for watching. I really had a great time. It's great to do a day stream. I will do another day talk show when, God, I have the time and will. I'm currently working on 2 videos right now, and it's just a nightmare finding clips and then editing those clips, and then I got to break it up, and now it's clips for different segments. So I'm going to go dive into that hell. Everybody have a good night. Or it's day. Holy crap, it's day. I'm so out of my element. Okay, everybody go have a good day. And remember the only rule here in the Fandom Zone: kneel before General Zod.